Welcome back, everybody, to another edition of Tailgate Talk. Boy, this sounds like a broken record. Randy Whitehouse, Kalle, Justin Pelletier from the palatial downtown Lewiston studios of the Sun-Journal. Palatial. It's gorgeous in here. Class C breakdown coming at you here. Lisbon at Sockaway Valley. Let's start there because that's really should be a quick mention, and then we move on.
Toughest part will be the bus ride.
Yeah, Sockaway Valley had a really rough outing against Booth Bay last week. From what I heard, the ambulance had to be brought out onto the field a few times for the Sockaway Valley players against a Booth Bay team that Lisbon hasn't had any problems with, and nobody else in the league seems to have had any problems with. So that could be a rough one. So let's just move on from that one.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Next one, OOB, Old Orchard Beach visiting Jay.
Pretty much the same.
Jay Tigers need this one though.
Yeah, they got to keep winning. That was Coach Bonavy's comment after the Madison game, which was not pretty, but Jay won handily. Is that we just got to keep winning. It doesn't matter who we're playing. And yes, maybe on the schedule it looks like an easy W, but they've got some tough games coming up at the end of the season. I believe Winthrop and then Livermore Falls, so it's not going to get easy.
Yeah.
That fourth win is key for Jay, just because being 3-5 the last couple of years hasn't been enough to get them into the playoffs. 4-4 at least probably would. 5-3 would be better. They just need a W.
We're enough at Sockaway Valley. Old Orchard Beach would be the lowest scoring team in the state. So.
Well, all right, there we go. Oak Hill at Winthrop, the first of two big ones this weekend in Class C. Oak Hill, kind of a Jekyll and Hyde last couple of weeks.
Yes.
I mean, it's been unbelievable going to a Winthrop team that, speaking of Jekyll and Hyde, that first quarter, I saw them on Saturday. That first quarter, they didn't look like they knew what they were doing.
Well, I think
it took them a full quarter to get going. They had 3 turnovers in their first 3 possessions.
But what happened after that? I mean,
well, no, absolutely. But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like,
I think we had some ugly games on Saturday. I think you saw one. I know I saw one. I know Randy saw one. I just think a lot of it takes the steam out of you when you're planning to play on Friday night and you got to come out on Saturday. I think that's undersold and underestimated a little bit. That said, I know that Coach Joel Stonton thought highly of Oak Hill in the preseason enough to call them his preseason favorite. Now, he's kind of got the Lou Holtz situation.
He's never going to call his own team the favorite. So
certainly with Josh Allen, with Cody Depew and Joel Wells, Oak Hill has that 3-headed backfield that can kind of do what Winthrop does on a lesser level. And certainly they've shown against Jay that they can dominate a game, and they've shown against Dirigo and against Lisbon that they can go completely kaput. So which team's going to show up for Oak Hill, and that will determine whether it's a game or whether it's another Winthrop.
Well, it appears it's going to be a slightly different team for Oak Hill. From what we understand, it's going to be a quarterback change there. Cam Morin's out. Parker Asselin, freshman's in. From what we hear, Parker took over for Cam, I guess, around halftime last week. But it's all going to come down to how well they run the football. And I don't think they match up that well with Winthrop up front. Winthrop's bigger, they're faster, they're stronger. Maybe Oak Hill finds a way to move the ball on them. I'll believe it when I see it.
the other marquee matchup coming out of that conference this week is Livermore Falls visiting Dirigo. Livermore Falls started out like a house of fire and ran into a little bit of trouble. Dirigo started a little bit more slowly perhaps, and big win over Oak Hill under the belt. Now all of a sudden this is a big matchup.
Two teams headed in opposite directions right now. Dirigo seems to have hit their stride last few weeks, and Livermore Falls seems to have been kind of knocked off the tracks the last couple of weeks.
Putting Jake Dowland in the backfield for Dirigo has been a big move. It proved to be a successful move against Oak Hill. It's where he kind of started his career. It's given that backfield a whole different look. He's kind of the bowling pin for Spencer Ross back there and creating space for their senior, their most talented player.
Thank you all very much. Kalle Oakes, Randy Whitehouse, Justin Pelletier. As always, for all of your high school sports needs, visit us at sunjournal.com/sjvarsity. Thank you very much again. This is Tailgate Talk for week number 5. See ya.